Hi students, this is Dr. P. A. Rajeshwari, Assistant Professor in the Department of Food Science and Nutrition, Avinashalingam Institute for Home Science and Higher Education for Women, Coimbatore. I welcome you all to ePathshala. Today we are going to discuss about the topic nutritional composition of wheat. Wheat is the second most important staple food after rice, consumed by 65% of the population in India and is likely to increase further due to changes in food habits. Wheat is mostly consumed in the form of chapati in our country, for which bread wheat is cultivated nearly around 95% of the cropped area. Drum wheat, which is most suitable for making macaroni, noodles, semolina and pasta products, occupies about 4 to 5% of the area and is predominantly grown in central and peninsular parts of India. The main morphological components of the wheat grain are the bran, endosperm and the wheat embryo or germ. Now we shall move on to the nutritional composition. Starch. Cereal grains store energy in the form of starch. The amount of starch contained in a wheat grain may vary between 60% and 75% of the total dry wheat of the grain. Starch occurs in seed in the form of granules. Wheat has two types of starch granules, larger in size of around 25 to 40 nanometer, which are lenticular in shape, and small around 5 to 10 nanometer, which are spherical ones. The lenticular granules are formed during the first 15 days after pollination. The small granules, representing about 88% of the total granules, appear 10 to 30 days after pollination. Starch is basically a polymer of glucose. Chemically, at least two types of polymers are distinguishable: amylose and amylopectin. The molecular weight of amylose is around 250 grams but varies widely. Amylose is a mostly linear alpha-1,4 linked glucose polymer with a degree of polymerization of 1000 to 500 glucose units. The structure of this polymer was assumed to be mainly linear, but this appears to be true for only one part of the amylose. The remainder is slightly branched. Amylopectin is branched to a much greater extent than amylose, so that on the average the unit chain in amylopectin is only 20 to 25 glucose molecules long. Amylopectin has a molecular weight of about 108. The ratio of amylose to amylopectin is relatively constant at about 23. Amylopectin is a much larger glucose polymer in which alpha-1,4 linked glucose polymers are connected by 5 to 6% of alpha-1,6 linkages. Normal wheat starch typically contains 20 to 30% amylose and 70 to 80% amylopectin. Proteins. Protein is considered the most important nutrients for humans, as manifested by the origin of its name from the Greek word proteus for primary. Proteins are found in all the tissues of the wheat grain. The protein content of wheat grain may vary between 10 to 18% of the total dry matter. Wheat proteins are classified according to their extrability and solubility in various solvents. Classification is based on the classic work of T.D. Osborne at the turn of the last century. The proteins present in wheat are albumins, which are soluble in water, globulins, which are insoluble in pure water but soluble in dilute sodium chloride solution and insoluble at high NaCl concentrations. Gliadins, which are soluble in 70% ethyl alcohol, and glutenins, which are soluble in dilute acid or sodium hydroxide solutions. Albumin are the smallest wheat proteins, followed in size by globulins. The separation of albumins and globulins turned out to be not as clear as initially suggested by Osborn. Gliadins and glutenins are complicated, higher molecular weight proteins. Most of physiologically active proteins, that is enzymes in wheat grains, are found in albumin and globulin groups. In cereals, the albumin and globulins are concentrated in the seed coats, the aileron cells and the germ, with somewhat lower concentration in the mealy endosperm. The albumin and globulin fraction cover about 25% of the total grain proteins. Gliadins and glutenins are storage proteins and cover about 75% of the total protein content. The wheat plant stores proteins in this form for future use by the seedling. Gliadins and glutenins are mainly located in the mealy endosperm and are not found in the seed coat layers nor in the germ. Storage proteins in wheat are unique because they are technologically active. They have no enzyme activity, but they have a function in the formation of dough as they retain gas, producing spongy baked products. Gluten, the rubbery mass that is left when wheat flour is washed with water to remove starch, non-starchy polysaccharides and water-soluble constituents, is called gluten. Gluten is comprised of 80 to 85% protein and 5% lipids. Most of the remainder is starch and non-starch carbohydrates. Wheat storage protein plays a crucial role in forming the strong, cohesive dough that will retain gas and produce light baked products. These properties make wheat alone suitable for the preparation of a great diversity of food products: breads, noodles, pasta, cookies, cakes, pastries, and many other foods. Gluten proteins are present in the mature wheat grain endosperm, where they form a continuous matrix around the starch granules. Gluten contains hundreds of protein components which are present either as monomers or linked by inter and intra-chain disulfide bonds, that is cysteine, oxidized form, and as oligopolymers. In amino acid composition of gluten, cysteine residues are in minor amount, although this little amount is very crucial for the structure and functionality of gluten. Cysteine in the oxidized form normally forms interchain disulfide bonds within and between proteins. Gluten protein plays a key role in determining the unique baking quality of wheat by confirming water absorption capacity, cohesivity, viscosity, and elasticity on dough. Gluten proteins can be divided into two main fractions according to their solubility in aqueous alcohols, that is, the soluble gliadins and the insoluble glutenins. Both fractions consist of numerous particularly closely related protein components characterized by high glutamine and proline contents. Gliadins are mainly monomeric protein with molecular weights around 28,000 to 55,000 and can be classified according to their different primary structures into the alpha, beta, gamma and omega type. Disulfide bonds are either absent or present in intra-chain cross-links. The glutenin fraction comprises aggregated protein linked by interchain disulfide bonds. They have a varying size ranging from about 5 lakhs to more than 10 million. After reduction of disulfide bonds, the resulting glutenin subunits show a solubility in aqueous alcohols similar to gliadins. Based on primary structure, glutenin subunits have been divided into high molecular weight, that is HMW subunits ranging from 67,000 to 88,000, and low molecular weight LMW subunits ranging from 32,000 to 35,000. Each gluten protein type consists of 2 or 3 different structural domains. One of them contains unique repetitive sequences, which is glutamine and prolamine. Native glutenins are composed of a backbone formed by high molecular weight subunit polymers and of low molecular weight subunit polymers branched off from high molecular weight subunits. Let us now move on to gliadins. The gliadins are monomeric proteins that consist of a single chain polypeptides and constitute from 30 to 40% of total flour protein content. Gliadins are polymeric mixture of proteins soluble in 70% alcohol. The bonds which are formed in the gliadins are intra-chain cysteine disulfide bridges, resulting in less or more globular monomeric nature of gliadins. Gliadins are rich in prolamine and glutamine and have a low level of charged amino acids. The molecular weight of gliadin is 30 to 80 kilodalton, and they are classified into 4 groups of alpha, beta, gamma and omega on the basis of molecular mobility at low pH in acid polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis. Weiser grouped gliadins into 4 different classes, that is omega 5, omega 1 and 2, alpha bar beta and gamma gliadins. This division was based on sequences and composition of amino acids and molecular weights of different classes of gliadins. Alpha, beta and gamma gliadins contain interchain disulfide bonds, while omega gliadins lack cysteine 12 residues and do not form disulfide. The alpha bar, beta and gamma gliadins are the major components, where the omega gliadins occur in much lower proportions of wheat varieties. Hydrated gliadins have little elasticity and are less cohesive than glutenins. They contribute mainly to the viscosity, extensibility of dough system. Gliadins may associate with one another or the glutenins through hydrophobic interactions and hydrogen bonds. Now let us see about glutenins. Glutenins are the polymeric proteins of wheat gluten, and they are extractable in dilute acetic acid. Glutenins and gliadins have very similar amino acid composition. Thus, glutenin have high levels of glutamine and prolamine and low levels of charged amino acids. In wheat flour dough, baking performance strongly depend on the molecular weight distribution of glutenins. Glutenins appear to be largely responsible for gluten elasticity. In addition, glutenins have the ability to form the largest and most complex protein polymers in nature with molecular weights of more than 10 millions, making wheat glutenins outstanding proteins in the plant kingdom. 2 classes of glutenin subunits, namely high molecular weight and low molecular weight, are present in wheat, and they are released at the reduction of disulfide bonds with reducing agents and determined when analyzed by electrophoresis. The glutenin subunits released has also been further classified into 4 groups, namely A, B, C and D, on the basis of electrophoretic mobility on SDS page. The subgroup A is determined to be the high molecular weight GS, and subgroup B, C and D are referred to as low molecular weight GS. It was also observed that high molecular weight gliadins, once reduced and separated by STS-Page, has mobilities similar to those of B and subunits of lower molecular weight gliadins. High molecular weight gliadins constitute no more than 10% of total flour protein, although they may be the most important determinants of bread making quality because of their importance in forming the gluten polymer. Low molecular weight GS were first identified by gel filtration of the extracts of wheat flour as high molecular weight gliadins linked by disulfide bonds, distinguishing them from monomeric gliadins. 6 HMWGS genes are present in exopolid wheat, and because of gene slicing, only 3 of these genes are always expressed in all cultivators. Coming to lipids, lipids are present only in a small extent in wheat, but they have a significant effect on the quality and the texture of the foods because of their ability to associate with proteins due to their amphipathic nature and with starch, forming inclusion complexes. In wheat, the maturing seed synthesizes fatty acid at different rates. The biosynthesis of lipids depends upon acetyl coenzyme A. This important component is involved in the synthesis of acryllipids such as glycerides, phospholipids, waxes, as well as isoperinoid series. Malonyl CoA is also utilized together with NADPH, and further dehydration and condensation reactions occur to produce palmitic acid, which can then be extended to stearic acid by another reaction. Synthesis of linoleic acid occurs in higher plants by 2 separate pathways in the presence of microsomal enzymes. The germ has the highest amount of lipids, that is around 11%, but significant amounts are also associated with the bran and the starch and the proteins of the endosperm. Complex polar lipids extracted by WSB account for about half of the total lipids in the endosperm, compared with about 23% in the bran and 17% in the germ, but the latter two contains more amount of triglycerides. The bound lipids are mostly phosphatidylcholine, phosphatidylethanolamine and phosphatidylserine, as well as lysophosphatidylderivatives derivatives, where there is one free hydroxyl group on the glycerol moiety. The principal sterols were identified as B-cytosterol, camposterol and C28 and C29 saturated sterols. Next we will see about the fiber present in wheat. Dietary fiber is defined as lignin plus the polysaccharide compound of plants which are indigestible by enzymes in the human gastrointestinal tract. These components are typically divided into 2 categories. Soluble dietary fiber is those components that are soluble in water and includes peptic substances and hydrocolloids. Insoluble dietary fiber is those components that are insoluble in water and includes cellulose, hemicellulose and lignins. Wheat is a good source of insoluble fiber. Arbinoxylans and beta-glucans are major components of wheat endosperm cell walls. Arbinoxylan is considered to be an optimal substrate for fermentive generation of short-chain fatty acids, in particular of butyrate in the colon. Butyrate at high concentrations in the colon is hypothesized to remove bowel health and lower cancer risk by several possible mechanisms. The increasing awareness of the potential benefits of high fiber diet has promoted a growing interest for the consumption of whole grain breads and bran breads. Supplementation has been used to enhance fiber content of the foods. Some fiber fortified baked goods have been available for years together. Coming to vitamins, vitamins are defined as a diverse group of food-based essential organic substances that are not synthesized by the human body but by plants and microorganisms. Therefore, vitamins are nutritionally essential micronutrient for humans and function in vivo in several ways, including as coenzymes or other precursors in specialized functions such as vitamin A in vision and vitamin C in distinct hydrolation reactions, antioxidative defense mechanism, and as factor involved in human genetic relation and genomic stability. Minerals. About 95% of the minerals are the phosphates and sulfates of potassium, magnesium and calcium. A considerable part of phosphorus in wheat is present in the form of phytin. Phosphorus and calcium present in phytin are not available for absorption. Phytates present in wheat decreases the absorption of iron. Unrefined wheat contain more phytates than refined or polished wheat. On germination of the grain, the phytate content reduces due to the enzymatic breakdown and iron bioavailability is also improved. Some minerals like copper, zinc, manganese are also present in very small quantity in wheat. To summarize, in this session we have studied about the nutritional composition of wheat. Wheat is therefore considered as an essential cereal as it comprises of many essential nutrients. Though in minute quantities, it contains the nutrients required for growth and development of the body and its normal functioning. Due to modernization and industrialization, the consumption of wheat, originally as wheat flour and as various byproducts, has largely increased. Various convenience foods and extruded foods are manufactured and which are very well attracted by the people of all ages. Hence, it is advisable to consume wheat and various wheat products without much refining, which leads to the loss of essential nutrients available in wheat. Thank you.